Okay, I gotta talk about something outrageous, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Bruce, my roommate, Bruce, what did Governor Newsom say again?
I'm just kind of scraping the surface here, looking at headlines. Governor Newsom calls on cities to ban homeless encampments
Uh huh.
on public property. Like there's no public property that they could use. I can
You,
understand, where they could be a nuisance or a danger or something, and you say you can't camp here, but to say you can't have encampments, I think that's freedom of association. You should be able to say I want to live with my ex roommate, or or we're still roommates, but we're out on the street. God damn, I hope that doesn't happen to us. Uh, uh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Well, what I now was he the one? Did he say something about you know I don't have a problem people starving on the street? Is that?
Yeah, yeah, there was something
Yeah, I
like that.
want I want this to be documented on YouTube. I'm making a video
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Okay, yeah. This looks like a quote from about an hour ago, supposedly from the Desert Sun.
Can't find it.
It says, it's quote, "There's nothing compassionate about letting people die on the streets." Well, duh. Yeah, that homelessness is not compassionate. Of course, we agree on that.
He said
So
there's
why don't you get off your damn butt and open up some buildings that are not being used and rehab them so people can have a free place to crash?
every time I go out, I see a building that's vacant. Everywhere I look, I see a vacant building in this town in San Diego, and I wonder why. Because people aren't can't live in it. So Governor Newsom said, "I don't. There's nothing."
Nothing compassionate about letting people die on the streets.
Yeah, so he's faced with that idea, but he's not doing anything about it.
So now he's going to have people encampments, and sometimes they can be a nuisance or a danger. But sometimes you may have to have something moved. But if you got to make some kind of accommodation, they have to be somewhere,
Yeah,
or you're asking them to die. If you can't be somewhere, that's death.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, you guys, if you can't see him, but you can hear his voice. He's not a robot. He's talking. My roommate. He saw that today on some article. Now, I wish you knew where
Yeah,
it was.
headlines. Yeah, this is from a publication called the Desert Sun.
The
I'm not
Desert
familiar
Sun.
not familiar with it, but
It's some kind of magazine or newspaper, maybe,
yeah, yeah.
or
They,
online
they've
thing.
got other things here. New York Times, New York Post, same headlines. Newsom calls on cities to ban homeless encampments.
Oh, and I bet San Diego's going to just champ on that bit. The mayor of San Diego, Todd Gloria is probably going to be going, yeah, yeah, we got to ban them. Well, instead of having encampments, maybe housing,
Yeah,
you know,
just
these
just
buildings.
check out all the closed buildings, and talk to the owners and say, how much, what's the
Because if you're going to
status of
ban,
this
yeah,
building? Can we rehab it?
because if you're going to ban encampments, homeless people are probably going to come and squat in buildings. So either way, there is a homeless problem, you know, and he's still running away from it. All right, I'm going to turn the video off. But ladies and gentlemen, you heard that? That's another sign of de-evolution,
Yeah.
and we're here to reverse it by talking about the issue, and we came up with the solution, you know, fill the empty buildings. Okay, bye everyone.